easy to clamp down on religious freedom. There are numerous examples in front of you. How many Fridays are there when permission is not given in Jama Masjid for Friday prayers? That must stop. You must give permission for Friday prayers in Jama Masjid every Friday. Why is it that you don't allow Eid prayers in Eidgah? There should be no stop on that. Our religious leader, Mirwais Umar Farooq, why is he being stopped from performing his religious and social duties? He himself has said he is not going to get into politics. He wants to carry out his religious duties. He wants to launch a social campaign against drug menace. So why is he not being given permission now to come out and resume his social and religious duties and responsibilities? So, I mean, while, as I said, we welcome the government's decision today, it shouldn't be a decision in isolation. Look at what happens to us on 13th July. All we want to do is go to the martyrs' graveyard, offer prayers and put flowers. Even that they don't give us permission for. So while one decision that they've taken today is something we welcome, we also expect that this will be one of a series of decisions like those I've listed out for you.
On one side, Muharram procession allowed. Another side, as you said, the restrictions are Eid prayers and the Friday prayers. It's a kind of a discrimination.
Look, it betrays a sort of confusion in the government. I don't think they know what they want to do. I think this government should have the confidence in the situation. Either the situation is not normal, then they should stop telling the world it's normal. Stop telling the Supreme Court the situation is normal. Don't file affidavits in the Supreme Court telling everybody how normal it is. Because if it is normal, then don't stop prayers on Eid. Don't stop Friday prayers in Jama Masjid. Don't restrict religious leaders from carrying out their religious and social responsibilities.
But government presently attacked the former politicians, leaders, parties that when Umar Abdullah walking from his residence on 13th of July. So this is the biggest proof that our normalcy returned back. And
for me, the biggest display of normalcy will not be that I had to walk. The biggest display of normalcy will be when the Lieutenant Governor walks. Let him walk. Let him walk from Maulana Azad Road to the Secretariat. Then I will say yes, the situation is normal, because as Chief Minister I was not able to walk to the Secretariat. Let the Lieutenant Governor walk to the Secretariat one day, then we can have this conversation. I walked not because the situation is normal. I walked because the situation is abnormal and you tried to keep me locked in my house. So my walking is not a reflection of the normalization of Jammu and Kashmir. It's a reflection of how abnormal Jammu and Kashmir is. That even mainstream political leaders are locked up in their homes when it suits the government. That's what I'm saying. Today's decision to allow Muharram procession is a welcome one. But it shouldn't be a decision in isolation.
But after 34 years, why didn't former governments took this step to allow these Muharrams?
Perhaps the situation didn't allow us to. I'm not saying that the situation was normal in our time. I'm the first person to tell you that I had an abnormal Jammu and Kashmir to govern when I was Chief Minister. We weren't able to do everything. But then I also allowed prayers in Eidgah. I also allowed Mirwais to carry out his social and religious responsibilities. So it's you can't pick and choose which ones you like and which ones you don't like. I didn't stop anybody from going to Martyrs' Graveyard on 13th July.
Would you like to say a few words on the reservation bill?
Not let the reservation bill pass. Let's see the fine print and then we'll decide.
The one thing day before yesterday, the Braj Raj Sharma new election check announces the Panchayati elections. So do you think the welcome step, hopefully they will announce the assembly elections soon?
Unfortunately, Mr. B.R. Sharma is not empowered to announce assembly elections. They have to be announced by the Election Commission of India. And for some reason, in spite of acknowledging that there is a vacuum in Jammu and Kashmir that needs to be filled, the Election Commission of India is reluctant to announce assembly elections in J&K. We are still hopeful that the people of J&K will not be deprived of their legitimate right to elect a state government. You know, you talked about the bills that are being brought to Parliament, whether it is reservation for Pahadis or whether it is nominated seats. These are all decisions that should be taken by the Assembly of J&K. I didn't need the Parliament of India to get 4% reservation for the Pahadis. I couldn't do more than 4, but at least I did 4. When I was Chief Minister, we passed the bill and sent it for assent to the governor for 4% for Pahadis. I think it's unfortunate that these sort of decisions that concern J&K are being taken by people who really have no relation with J&K. Why should Parliament be empowered to take decisions regarding our reservation? Have assembly elections, the people of Jammu and Kashmir will pass these bills.
One thing, I remember your words which you in Nawai Subu, as you said that Umar Abdullah never asking people votes for in the name of a religion. So how did you see this atmosphere? Another side, Pandits, reservations, Bakrwals, divergence going.
It's very much in keeping with the British system of divide and rule. BJP knows that in the current scenario, they will never get seats. In fact, if elections are held today, they will probably not even cross 10 seats. Therefore, their political future is linked to how best they can divide voters in Jammu and Kashmir, and that's what they're doing. But let elections come, I'm sure you will find that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are much wiser. They will not allow these sort of conspiracies to divide them.
This is an unfortunate thing. As you know, the Manipur incident, Chief Justice of India says, warn people, not take any action.
I'm not aware of what was said. Obviously, what has happened in Manipur is something that we should all be sort of ashamed of. I think it's also very telling that when the Nirbhaya gang rape happened, you saw the way people came out in Delhi and expressed their anger. Look at what has happened in Manipur. And nobody seems to want to come out and express any sort of solidarity with the victims or any anger. I think it's unfortunate, but it's also telling of just how much democratic space there is currently.
Reservation is a kind of delimitation. One reserve here, one POK, as they are saying.
The BJP is forced to reserve seats by nomination because they know they can't win seats by election. If they were confident of an election, they would not need nomination. This betrays to you the fear that the BJP has. They want to give themselves seats before the voter has even cast a vote because they know they won't win seats.
Well, thank you very much for being with us.